Oh, hello there, folks. Welcome back. If you're wondering, this round's not live. They just did the knife. I wasn't actually paying attention to who won the knife. I'm assuming it's complexity based on the fact that they're CT side right now. So there they go. One more map is all that stands between these two teams and the Intel Extreme Masters Brazil. One more map and it's ancient. For complexity, a chance to build on their strong form, a chance for another run in international competition, this time in Brazil, in their, well, not their hemisphere, but their time zone-ish. For MIBR, the hometown is calling. A hometown crowd, friends, family, loved ones, with a chance to watch you compete live. There is a ton on the line for these two teams. And one more map is all they need. John, how are you feeling about Ancient?
I don't know. I mean, I think both teams have had a lot of success here as of late. I mean, complexity a little less in terms of the amount of times that they've played it, but they haven't lost in the last three outings on Ancient, 3-0 and a plus 14 round differential. You look at MIBR, this is actually their second best map in terms of round differential. Fourth most played map. 11 times they've played it, 8 wins, 3 losses, and a plus 69 round differential. So I think it's going to be a very exciting finish to this close qualifier.
Certainly. Certainly. And when you consider the caliber of competition, again, that Blexi's been up against, right? I mean, we're talking Mouse, we're talking Bad News Eagles, we're talking ETK.
It's crazy.
Pretty good, right? See if they can get this. Or MIBR could be the hometown heroes, man. Means so much for them. Players who've been competing abroad for so long come back triumphant. Insani, ripper of a shot. He's been lights out for much of this game, but it's BRN who really took over the server for them. So Insani, you need to step up here again. He's doing exactly that. Floppy only one. And now, with the site lost, with Insani still in full control of Cave, Jaguar, he will strike. Good jumps back, and JT punishes. Still a lot of work to do if they're going to make this retake happen.
Forward, exit takes down FaNg, and Henny drops JT. So no fuss, no muss there for MIBR in the post plant, and they pick up the first round here. Now, I mean, obviously it's been a little while, Mike, since the changes on Ancient have come through, right? But I think it certainly has had an impact on the way the map plays. I think on T side, there's a lot more opportunity to pick up rounds than there was before, in particular because, you know, it's a lot further back where the CTs are spawning, right? So that mid control is not as easy to gain on the defensive side.
Yeah. Most decidedly the case. 4-man stack here in a red room. This is interesting. I guess they'll wait for the smoke fade and then just go. Or they wait for someone to try and wander through mid. And they punish. Seems to be the former. And Henny has a rumble to set up. It's a massacre! Full clean round from MIBR.
No, not much to say there. Clean anti-eco coming through.
Team Ace. That's nice.
Yeah,
love a Team Ace.
Who doesn't?
Doesn't indeed. And as the hour gets later, John, my nose gets more and more congested. Really just adding an extra challenge to this particular cast. We persevere here.
We do.
You know what really has it tough out here? Video game commentators. Hard knock life.
Sitting in our chairs.
All right.
Get a nice opener there onto BRN, though. Complexity. Trying to get on the board here after losing the opening, too.
Good utility usage. I'm wondering whether a boost coming in over the smoke or whether they're just going to walk out. Bomb gets planted. Insani's going to have that timer taken away, but he's under major pressure here towards the back of sight, and that's a big kill to find. Insani battling forward, knowing he needs some sort of a foothold to defend from. And he will find it, but he might be the only one. Tuurtle takes two. Oh my goodness. Insani's brought us down to the clutch, but Floppy's got it, as he did so many times before. Floppy sees his team through the round when it matters most. Still, though, that comes right down to the wire, and with the bomb plant and with the money that was saved before, MIBR are actually going to be in a great position here to potentially reset complexity.
Absolutely, there's no question. At least Floppy does carry the AK forward, but money is very tight on the complexity side. For MIBR, they will get a comfortable buy-up with AKs across the board and full util. So you're right. I mean, a very good opportunity for them to get right back to their winning ways here. And with complexity having to settle for 2 FAMASs, that's not going to help their cause.
Technical term is FaMi, John. FaMi.
Really?
No, I made it up.
Okay.
I don't think there is a technical term.
I don't think there is
Oh,
either.
BRN! I mean, these flashbangs are great. Complexity trying to get aggressive, but that's exactly what you were talking about with the changes to Ancient. It's so much harder to exert that control, that aggression from the CT side. You have to commit so many Molotovs now, and even then they can beat your timing. So, this round's a non-starter for Complexity. They're going to have to lick their wounds and try and limp away. 5 players are up for MIBR, and Grim, I don't want to lick anything. He wants to make something happen this round. He's got a kill. Possibility exists still. The bomb's not planted, and they're going to try and battle fourth. 1, 2, Floppy. Oh my goodness, Floppy.
Again, man.
And he's completely out of position. He's on the other side of the map. He was thinking they were going to save, and he'd be hunting down the lurkers. Instead, now, MIBR are going to have to try and work in concert to bring this through. Floppy knows he's got 2 directions to watch. He's a wary man. On in, the damage done. Floppy alone, Molotov on. Oh, tries for a ripper of a shot, but this one he's going to miss.
There's only so much you could do in that situation. And once his position is given away, and they already had an inkling, right, where he was. But once it's confirmed, then Penny's just holding the angle, exit waiting on the other side. There was very little he could do. So MIBR do indeed strike back after losing that lone round. And Complexity won't have that much to invest into this one. One thing that's been fantastic for Complexity throughout the day here is that Floppy has been absolutely ridiculously clutch, and he's helped them out in so many 1v1 and 1vx situations. Obviously there, tried to pull off the heroics, but fell a little bit short. Can't really blame him given the circumstances. And this time Complexity, as mentioned, not going to invest much into the round, just the lone $300 for a P250. And it's going to be a stack on the B site. MIBR kind of headed in that direction, at least a couple of bodies are. The bomb, in the meantime, is still hanging out around mid.
The gentle birdsong of Ancient is such a strong contrast to the complete violence perpetrated upon this map round after round.
It is, yes.
These quiet moments where I'm reminded of that. Nothing much spotted just yet. It's just the way Complexity want it. They're hoping this bomb trips into their sight. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, though. Making a moves out of donut for MIBR, and as soon as they poke their head around these corners and realize no one's going to shoot back, should be a pretty comfortable round.
This is pretty much He's getting 4K. I'm not trying to flex my 4K monitor or anything. It just looks good. I want to point that out.
He's flexing. He's flexing. He's got an 8K monitor, you scrub.
What?
I think those are things.
Oh
I don't know. Are
it
those a
is.
thing?
It is.
Yeah?
It is, but very, very rare. Like that's like enthusiast level stuff.
You are an enthusiast, John.
This
You
is
buy
true,
the newest
yeah.
graphics card every time it comes out. Do you need it?
Usually.
Definitely not.
Yeah, kind of.
No, you don't.
I'm running 4K now, Mike. I need all the horsepower I can get.
All right, we've got, let's see, we've got an 8K monitor for $5,000. That's
a little out of my budget.
This one's only $2,800. It's chill, chill. That's absurd. Huh.
Yeah, they're expensive, and plus there's really no graphics card that can run it except for like the 4090, and that thing is just completely ridiculous in its power requirements. So yeah.
Your brain even comprehend the difference between 8K and 4K?
It's really...
Well, let's find out later, because right now in 4K, or however many K I've got, I'm seeing a massacre. And for once, Complexity seems like they're actually holding up. Oh, that's a good flashbang. Henny caught out of the open. They have been rebuffed, have MIBR. And now at this point, they're going to try and work some damage in here. Even if they can't succeed this round, if they can take another couple of kills and keep Complexity really honest economically, that would be good for the long game. So got an eye on two things. And on the clock, they got plenty of time to work it. Plenty of time for Complexity to make a mistake and slip up and let them back into this.
Doesn't look like Complexity want to test anything, though. They're just going to hold their ground. 3 players at the B side, so A is a little vulnerable if MIBR decide to swing around, but they're not going to. They're going to take this fight into B. They're going to have to win a lot of duels. There's the first one, but no second. JT immediately finds the trade. Exit, last one standing, knows at least where one player is, but has to track down the other 2. Exit. Cave, and then finds FaNg at short B and will get taken down. That'll be that. Second round picked up by Complexity, Mike.
So that's good. 3 alive as well means that they can start to build a little bit, but this is obviously going to be an immediate counterpunch coming through from MIBR, so they're not out of the woods by any measure. That was a heavy stack in towards B, and MIBR going for a B take, so a good read from Cole. But how does MIBR change it up? Heavy presence here in towards the mid fight and in towards A. Looking to get cheeky around the elbow. Now they'll start to take this position in towards the mid. Without the AWP, it's tougher for Complexity to exert a ton of influence here, right?
Definitely. That's why they're playing a little more passively here towards mid. Now they're going to start lurking up a little bit. FaNg waiting for the smoke to fade. It does. Floppy with him. They're going to double peek this. And Bjorn and Henny take down 2. FaNg and Grim are deleted. 5v3 in favor of MIBR. They're going to try and charge into the A site. Oh no! A TK! And then Floppy takes down Insani.
The lineup! They stacked! Insani takes his teammate out and follows him into the afterlife. Disastrous here, perhaps. What was looking like it might just be a done thing, a sure thing in the round. That was anything but. It's going to be interesting. Halsik, is he just watching for this flank to come through? Or is he throwing utility? What's the setup here? He definitely wasn't prepared. The swing out is effective. What's going on the site? JT gets one. He's brought down to the clutch. The reposition from Tuurtle. Playing in towards Donut. There's no way JT reads this, but he's seen it now. He's seen it. All going to be about the headshot, the tap, the response. The headshot is on, and JT has clutched this out. It's the slimmest of margins, but it is a round win, and Complexity continue to build here.
Oh, but MIBR are going to be kicking themselves. I mean, there's not much Insani can do in that situation, right? It just so happens that his teammate walks in front of him while he's lining up a shot, and then he goes down for the count afterwards. And after that, Complexity was very back and forth, but JT makes the right read, goes for the fake defusal, and then peeks around the donut and gets the last. Wow, Complexity 1-2 in a row here. Trying to make it 3. And it is very viable because MIBR don't have enough money to invest into much of anything. It's going to be 4 Tech 9s and a Glock and a little bit of armor. But FaNg's already got the opening frag here. And then the second, probably the third. Tuurtle will take him down, but Grim is right there to get 2 more. Not only 2, in fact, all 3. Tied up 4-4, just like that.
I know bomb plant. That's going to be a bit limiting, right? MIBR, I don't think they realized how much control they actually had towards the site. Could have maybe snuck a bomb plant in there. It's tough without utility, though, so they wanted to try and take some space in towards Donut. And that winds up being what cost them. Still all knotted up. An op for Halzerk as well. An interesting dimension to it. Let's see how Halzerk's going to behave with that big green now in his hands. Playing in Donut with it, so this has changed up the positions. Saw a lot of Grim playing towards this side of the map. Now Grim's freed up. He's playing in towards Cave now. Getting active by the Jaguar.
It's a B-heavy setup here, Mike.
Anticipating this play from MIBR. Molotov is timely. Does it tick BRN? No. Just puts them on notice, but doesn't confirm anything just yet. They have some Molotovs for this clear. They're going to go for it. Floppy deleted, but oh my goodness, 2 kills come back the other way. It's madness. Stuttering the whole shenanigans. It was such a wild play from Grim.
That's the advantage of that two-man setup in Jaguar, right? If one goes down, the other can swing right around the corner and catch the T's off guard, which is exactly what happens. Of course, it is Grim. His aim is very lethal. Finds himself the two-piece. Gives his team the man advantage. Now only 37 seconds left for MIBR to make a move here. Smoke's going to get tossed down ramp. Grim gets caught with utility in his hands, but luckily for him, he survives with 19 HP and is able to back off. Also gets the information that there's a player coming in through cave.
They're going to rotate the third. They're going to rotate the third. They still got confirmed in presence in towards mid, so the rotation off. I mean, at this point, there's just not enough time. But even if it was going to come through, it would be challenging. Now, if they wait too long, the window peek's going to come in, and this player with the bomb could be very compromised. Henny is potentially in a lot of trouble. He's been dropped. That should be the round. There's just not enough time for it. Exit trying to fight, but he's a goner. Complexity slide into the lead and advantage here over MIBR. And again, no bomb plant means MIBR might be faced with just a pistol round.
Yeah, more than likely. And I think MIBR, you know, I admire the patience there, but a little too patient. 10 seconds left on the execute. Everything has to go perfectly. And, well, it didn't at all. Exit did manage to get one frag, but by that point, he was facing down against 3 more Complexity members, and they just completely wiped him off the map. So here we go, another pistol buy for MIBR, as you mentioned, Mike, because they're not getting bomb plants. Grim gets the opener. Okay, insani with the trade, but FaNg is right around the corner. Can they recover the gun? I don't think so. FaNg is going to be guarding it. So is Floppy now, and they've set up a pretty lethal crossfire. A player does slip through onto the site. Maybe a plant will be able to
trying to force
come
it
through here, Mike.
Oh, no, they're pushed off. Had the right idea, didn't quite have enough time. Henny, though, who's got an op. He's got an op, and he is so very dangerous with this gun in his hands. He might even want to just try and slip away. I mean, it's a long time to try and save this, John, but
yeah,
it's got to be a possibility to enter his mind. Love to have the Zoom banger into the next round.
Yeah, that's certainly on his mind. He's not going anywhere near the bomb. So, yes, the save is the plan, as it should be. The rest of his team should be able to buy up around him, and he'll be able to get the body armor along with Util. It's just, like you said, so much time for you to doubt your positioning, for you to think that some might be around that corner. You get paranoid, and that's when you make mistakes.
The thing is, Complexity, yeah, they can hunt, but their economy is not exactly what I would call stable just yet, so keeping 3 bodies alive here has to be a very appetizing prospect, especially with that much time on the clock. I mean, now you're seeing Floppy just start to look, see where he could be, but I think they're going to be content to confirm this round, to let Henny deal with not getting the loss bonus. He can keep the AWP. He's probably going to be buying the next round regardless. Just chill out here. Take 6 rounds.
You know they want to, though, right? You know they're like, you got the off. I really want to go for this. But logically, it doesn't make sense. You've got to keep the rifles. If you lose 2 rifles, take out the op, it's still really costly for your CT economy. So right choice made by Complexity. Just play it safe. You've got the bomb and the round.
Timeout being used here. Bit having his input, getting involved into the situation. How are they going to course correct? Ancient is kind of a tough one to read sometimes now with the new spawns, right? It leans much more heavily to the attacking half. We've talked about that, but traditionally you looked for the strong CT side, so it's just everything you can get. It depends on your teams. Just tough to read the tea leaves before you actually get in the server, but we know MIBR likes their strong attacking halves. We know they like the offense, generally speaking, so we're expecting a little bit more from them. They need to make some impact, and I'm sure that's what they're talking about as the coach is getting involved, calling up the strat here.
Here we go, round number 11. MIBR trying to strike back. And you know, there were a few other changes. Another notable one, of course, was towards that B side. Cubby is so much more narrow that it's one less spot that I think the T's have to worry about a CT hiding around. And I mean, before it was 4 different angles you had to clear when you were coming out. Now it's 3.5, right?
Mm.
So that's not going to become a factor here into this round because MIBR going to A.
That they are. Bodies are here. There's a lot of presence in towards the donut. They go. FaNg blinded up. Fumbling with his teammates. A little bit of miscues here, but they still get the kills. They still get the damage, and they get one more. Oh, an awkward fumble of the Molotov at that. The kills coming in hot and heavy, and it's a non-starter for MIBR. Only one player survives. It's Henny with that op he took through from the last round, and he's under pressure. He knows he's not long for this world, and FaNg will escort him out of it. They emerge clean, and they even get the double op. So now they've got the secondary. Now they've got everything working out for Complexity. A buy in the tank. Everything's coming up roses for the U.S. squad.
Yeah, and if we ignore that first map on Anubis and we just look at the last two, Complexity has been contributing across the board. Maybe you can ignore Halzerk in this case as well, but he's going to pick up the pace. And talking about the previous BO3, you know, looking at the frag spread on Nuke up against Pain, it was only 5. Halzerk and JT were at 21, and at the bottom was Floppy at 16. Then on Overpass, it was only 4. With Floppy and Halzerk at 18, and then FaNg 17, JT at 14. So what I'm trying to say is it's really good news for Complexity that everyone is clicking, everyone is contributing. And again here, this time it's JT to strike true on Tuurtle with behind. Does get taken down by insani. Now Henny finds Floppy.
Right.
Hold on a second, this could get scary. Halzerk does manage to find another one for himself, but it is all up to Henny now. And it goes down. Wow, a little scary, very costly, but it won't really matter because Complexity has a great economic foundation thanks to their 7-round win streak.
This is when you're like, I'm glad we built up that bank.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you need it. This is where you need it, especially if you want to maintain that double up. It'll drain the bank quickly, although, you know, they're still fine. But 8 rounds. I mean, 8 rounds found here, considering they didn't have a great start off of the rip. This is looking very good for Complexity. Henny gonna try and get aggressive here. See if the peak would come this way. It's not happening. PRN so fast in this angle, but the Molotov will slow him. Halzerk's posted. He's actually just begging PRN to go for this peak dry. Begging him. They haven't seen the off here yet. And now it's revealed. Halzerk shifting off after that one. He's found what he wanted. He's found the opening pick. Grim's posted up on the next, and he's got it. Oh. Henny down for the count. They're trying to get out of the angles now. Where do they even go? Where do they even go? Yes, they can flash him off this angle. Yes, they can gain some space in towards Red Room, but they're down 2 players. Off the rip, 45 seconds into the round. It's been punishing here for MIBR.
MIBR still have time here, but they need to get a frag here before Complexity do more damage. Potential fight coming up here between Floppy and insani. Floppy's tucked into the angle. I don't know if insani's going to clear this. He absolutely does not. The Floppy can't secure the frag, so insani manages to slip through here, but he can't find anything. Floppy eventually takes him down with the USP. Exit and Tuurtle, last 2, and time is slowly slipping away, but they do have a foothold on the A site, and it should be a plant. How does that happen with all 5 alive, Mike?
Yeah, money at the very least. Just caught out of positioning. FaNg not wanting to overextend here. Not wanting to give away the round, and now they're going to have to battle back in. They know where the players are. They know they're in donut. They've got a very good read on this. Oh my goodness, Tuurtle!
No.
Oh, they're not going to win the round. The defuse has come through, but holy calzone, Tuurtle made a meal of that one. Hiding in the smoke to survive. That is going to be another expensive round, but we're coming to the end of the half, so it may not yet matter. Whoo-wee! A 5v2 nearly gone fully off the rails, John.
The thing is there, yeah, Complexity's defense was a little weird, right? With all 5 players live, you have to have some sort of presence. I know you mentioned FaNg doesn't want to get caught out, but you can at least dedicate 2 players onto A, 1 from Donut and 1 from CT Spawn to ensure that MIBR don't just walk on and get that plant for free. And then it gets really dicey with Tuurtle finding the 3K. Luckily, they were defusing in the meantime, because if not, oh boy, that could have gotten even worse. That's it. Yeah, the drop setup is up,
my
and
goodness.
FaNg gets an instant 2K from Red Room. He's going to fall back as well. Does take a lot of damage, but, I mean, he's dolled up way more than he's received.
I feel like FaNg is so often a sort of weather vane for this team, right? Not in that, like, he's the only player who will frag or they have to have him fragging, but usually if he is fragging, it is a very good sign for Complexity because he plays so many of these sort of mid spots or connector spots or the very key positions on towards maps. So he's kind of a player whose performance can tell you which way the wind's blowing. And right now it's blowing firmly towards the Dallas Star. Oh, and Grim having a field day with that AWP. He's the guy who has been top of the board more often than not for Complexity, and he's doing it once again here on Ancient. Braving the flames for just one more. All on to Henny now. And desperation will send him straight into the AWP of his adversary.
I mean, Grim giving himself the 1v1s, and then, of course, Henny last one standing. Just nothing he can do against that AWP. Grim is shining.
Shining indeed. 11 rounds on the cards here. For MIBR, a fifth would be a blessing, considering they're bringing Galils and limited utility into this.
All right. Still.
The peak. Whoa! The aggression gone wrong. JT thought he found the flank, thought he found them exposed, and he had. But he couldn't see her in the shots, and in trying to get away, player up a little bit too close for that one. So an advantage here for MIBR. It's something they haven't had to work with in a very long time, and they're gonna double it up. Well, this is interesting. Now, they're taking down Grim. He's the A-site anchor. They're still reading this in towards B, but... well, this is the one site that's well reinforced.
Yeah, it's the worst spot that could go.
There's still a minute. They could bail out at any moment. They could pull out of this. But, doesn't look like they're going to. Around the corners they go. Halzer caught in no man's land by the flashbangs. So now it's just the K players. Well, they will take down the first. They need a whole lot more impact. Floppy, he's done for. A fifth round found at the very least there for MIBR. They give themselves a base to operate from as we head to the halftime break. And we're back here. Jumping in the second half between Complexity and MIBR. 10 rounds on the board for Complexity on their CT side. For MIBR, a chance to rally here. One final round, one parting gift. At the tail end of the half gives them at least a base to build from. And a couple of swift shots there. Might give them a little bit of damage early on. They do have the right sight. The rotation will be swift. And do they deal with these dualies at tree? Well, they find the dualies with their faces. Bomb not planted either. This could be bad. They need to hunt that kill. And now the bomb's dropped. It's getting chaotic here. It's a 2v2. But Halzerk, he's seeing them through. And okay, Halzerk will just kill everybody. Why not? Who needs a bomb plant?
Oh, wow. What a play from Halzerk. Just when it looked like things might slip away from Complexity, not only gets a trade, he just completely takes over the round with that Glock. Nicely done. Great placement of the crosshair. And Complexity get themselves an 11. So right off the rip in the second half, they've already inched themselves ever closer to a berth at IEM Brazil.
That's what's on the line here. Only 5 rounds needed now for Complexity. A force buy here for MIBR early. As they look to correct that very slim margin of the last round. Insani checked early. Interesting. Tuurtle's being held for, but he's just jiggling the angle to get info. Got a smoke for the cave peak. Once it comes around, there's the smoke. And RN tagged, but they won't go through. There's plenty of time still, and they're drawing out bits and bobs of the utility that MIBR have to bear. A refresh of the smoke for cave, which means that Tuurtle's just gonna have this Molotov if the hit does come through up B ramp. Seems like that's going to be the case.
That's going to be a really useful molly.
Yeah, this is well set up. And Insani's got flashes as well from the back corner that he can throw to help them defend on site. This is not a bad setup for MIBR. Yes, the weaponry is limited, but the utility is good. Tuurtle, Molotov's down. That's going to slow things down. First flashbang hasn't been spent just yet. Insani's going to throw this in just a moment to allow some peeks out for his team.
Gotta go.
They're running out of time. They're running out of clock. They need to get some of these kills. That's the first one. The second as well. The flashbangs are too late. They're not effective. Insani, he's tossed them now, but they've lost the sight. The bomb's going to go down, and his teammates aren't even in the same zip code. They're backing away. They're giving this one up. The setup did not hold. The push came to shove, and Insani will also be shoved into the gutter.
Nice little effort there from MIBR. Tried to pace their utility well, and in fact, you know, the Molotov did delay Complexity down 35 seconds, but once they pushed out at the 30-second mark onto that B site, every single shot connected. 3 players getting in on the mix, Floppy, Grim, and JT, and Complexity do indeed secure a 12th round exit. And Henny, really no choice. I mean, you're down 12-5. You've got to say whatever you can, and it's going to be an MP9 and a Scout. But time and rounds are running out for the Brazilians.
So presumably they've got an eco here, right? Be desperation to chase this by.
Oof. Yeah, you have to. Just keep what you've got and hope it works out.
Seems to be the solution. A P250 or 2, the only purchases into this one. Once again, Complexity's going to set up here outside of B. With so little utility, MIBR have just very little to resist them with. Halzerk could maybe get caught on this. Tight angle with the P250. And indeed, that's what's going to happen. Rifle now picked up. That's a risky play to make solo. Not going to funnel the rest in towards the site. They're making their moves. They're taking the space around the totem pole. They get 1. They get 2. Looking for more. Clearing out the copy. Damage is there. But this isn't done. This isn't done. Oh my god, Henny. A 1v2 now for JT. Knows where they're at. Got a pretty good read on this. A read and a kill are different things. He's trying to isolate these fights. Found the first. Does he know the other's back there? Does he think that smoke came from Henny as well? He's wary. 50 seconds on the clock. Could just leave. Having secured the flank. He's isolating some angles, isolating some fights. And he's going to get this plant off.
In the open. Okay.
Oh, bold. Bold on that one. Does he expect to step around? He does, but Exit is a little quicker on the trigger. Oh my goodness, that came right down to the wire, but the buy works out here for MIBR. Such limited weaponry, but some brilliant scout work from Henny.
I almost wanted JT to go back to the A side in that situation, given how much time he had and he cleared out his flank. Anyway, yeah, absolutely. Henny was the key piece in that one. Hit one, then the immediate follow-up to give his team the man advantage, and that was just barely enough for them to come through. Their Exit played it extremely well. Good control, the recoil there with the MP9 to hit that headshot and just overload the last standing player for Complexity. So, I mean, look, Complexity still doubling up on the score here of MIBR at 12-6, but at least MIBR cracked the scoreboard in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that was, if you think about it, is MIBR was a drowning man. That was a breath of fresh air. A gas that might just give them the strength they need to compete into this one. Tuurtle can't quite finish off that kill, but it's great damage early, and it's going to rebuff the presence. Does it tip them off as well?
A.
They are. They're just making the move. They got a player boosted up tree already. I was looking for this. Seeing if the aggression's going to come back in. It's Exit wrapping around. They've caught the donut player. That's so quick.
No
insani was not prepared. Utility out. The bomb going down. And, well, that was a little over ambitious from Halzerk. Had no idea Exit has worked his way into the corner. Flashbang's good to try and get them through. Tuurtle is checked. Advantage back in their favor. JT dancing around these boxes, trying to provide himself some cover. The Molotov making his life very, very difficult. But it doesn't seem like MIBR want to go for this. They're backing away. They're conceding. That's going to be 13 on for Complexity. That's going to completely isolate MIBR's round win.
For some reason, insani was completely unaware of the fact that Complexity had pushed up so far into donut. Or maybe he was just thinking about the flank too much and wanted to smoke it off.
He was trying to drop that utility. He didn't realize with the airstrafe around tree, it's a really bold way to take that fight. You get there so fast.
Either way, he was completely caught off guard. There's no question. 13-6 for Complexity. 3 rounds away now from ending this close qualifier.
I mean, coming off of a top 8 finish at the last IEM, right?
I mean, it was expected. You know, we looked at the lineup of teams here.
That's not expected.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah.
Backstab
into Grim.
Sunk a blade into Grim. That's a little awkward. Let's see if it's going to cost them in this one. FaNg says, oh, my bad, bro. Let me go forth and try and get an entry for us. A little awkward on that one. FaNg's now been tagged low. He'll have to back off of that Molotov.
That's a good molly thrown into Jaguar at the very least, so that forces BRN back into cave and onto the site proper. Thing is, Complexity haven't really gained a foothold onto the site just yet. Maybe some space into cave, which they will exploit a little bit, but the health is just so very low. I mean, Grim down to 39 because of FaNg, but here's a trade coming through. Henny gets one with the op, but Halzerk returns the favor. And then insani drops FaNg, so it's not looking too great, and JT's down to 1 HP.
My goodness.
Maybe Halzerk can do something here.
Maybe. It's going to be tough. They have spread this defense, though, and actually, I mean, if you just walk out donut on the A...
Maybe a plan, yeah.
There's just no one who can do anything about this. Exit's tucked. Exit is very thoroughly tucked. He's thinking about changing that. Someone looking his way. Oh, he's found the opper. He's found the bomb. He's found the opper. That was the high-value target right there. That was the VIP. You got him. Okay, gonna force the plant here. Do they get it off? No, no money for you. Grim forced off the angle. And with it, that bomb money does not come to pass. Money's gonna be a little awkward here for Complexity.
That knife in the back didn't set a good tone for the round. In fact, I think this timeout's going to help Complexity as well. Just reset after that round, even though MIBR is the one calling it. They want to settle in, maybe talk things over. They got 2 of the last 3 rounds, but it's been very back and forth. And although in that previous one, they did have 4 players surviving, so that helps the economy a little bit, but they still have to reinvest a lot of it into utility, at least in insani and Tuurtle's case. Exit. Does he need to buy up here, Mike, or is there a gun on the ground for him?
I don't know.
He needs to buy up. Okay.
Well, he
so-
can buy if he needs to buy. It's all good.
Yeah.
Everything's
But
fine.
either way, the reason I ask is I think their economy is going to be a little precarious into this round.
Mm. Well, let's see. Complexity to make something happen with the inferior weaponry, with the limited buy, with the cracks shown in this one. It looked like they wanted to go fast with it.
It wouldn't have been a bad idea either.
It's been slowed down, though. The flashbangs were effective, and now they're coming through. They're going to challenge Henny. The AWP here, the flashbang doesn't catch, but his shot goes wide. That's a connection. BRN back in, and it's all good. That miss does not cost them because he corrects his mistakes. He makes good. But Halzerk is going to make it interesting. That's another body shot on. Oh, he's going down one way or another. It's all about the rifle here. It's all about JT. A 1v2, a viable 1v2. Oh, JT! So close on that spray. That almost got interesting.
JT had every read, right? He catches the player on ramp. If he gets that frag, he knew exactly where the last one was into cave. So JT was primed for that clutch, but just the spray would not agree with him. And MIBR do indeed squeak another one by, cutting the lead down to only 5 now. Complexity, well, ran out of runway. So
These
the
are
Glocks.
These are now the tough rounds for CT side, right? The CT side getting their legs under them. They got the utility to go for these more aggressive peaks if they want to, which right now they want to. This is actually going to play right into their hand if Tuurtle comes around the corner. He'll smoke it, so it's all good. Just begging him. Please, come through the smoke. Come through the smoke. He's not going to take the bait. He's not yet. Still, though, I mean, this becomes a much tougher MIBR to play against. They don't quite have a full buy in the tank, but assuming they don't drop to Glocks here, it's a big assumption, it's going to be looking pretty dang good headed forward.
It's a pretty safe assumption, Mike, I would say.
Is it? I trust nothing,
well,
man.
Yeah.
If I've learned anything in my time watching this game, it's that anything can always happen. Are they running the U4 go B, I go A? Or they just showed bomb. They just showed bomb here towards A, trying to pull a rotation. It was kind of working. It is no longer working. Here they go. Any kills? One. One kill. It's something. 4 for BRN. He's going to be enjoying that one. Start the gears a turning here as MIBR. They've been working as a unit, right? I mean, the kill spread's pretty even across the board. It's really true for both sides. This has been team on team as opposed to the individuals just lighting the way.
Yeah, I would say even more so for complexity because MIBR has had those really ridiculous performances from Insani, for example, and also BRN, whereas complexity has been more across the board, right, in the maps that they've won. But here we go again. 3 AKs, the SG553, the Kree coming through here. You don't see that very often anymore. Halzerk rocking that. And Floppy with the Galil.
Halzerk said, give me them ops. They said, we can't afford it. And he said, all right, I'll take a Krieg.
I mean, the rate of fire nerf really destroyed the Krieg.
Oh, the flashbang
Nice
good,
Molotov,
though.
yeah.
You're just going to click heads. It's all good, right? Oh, that spam is good. Committed on from exit. Follows up on FaNg. And this is the problem with the A site. You're always going to be at risk of just getting torn apart by spam fire. Bomb down. Floppy dealt with on the flank. Now they've got so little to actually defend this with. It's going to be desperate. They're going to need a bit of a hero play. And they're going to have it.
There
Halzerk and JT suddenly make this possible. JT 1 HP. He's gone. It's got to be Halzerk. It's got to be Halzerk with a Krieg of all things to be the absolute hero here. Their knight in shining armor. Even though the spray, he's got the one, but not enough to bring the round through.
You literally have to just be a headshot machine. Just get 3 ridiculous taps with the Krieg if you want to win in that situation because the spray's just, it's not enough. Alrighty, MIBR, they've got a 10th. And complexity are going to try for a hero rifle play once more. This has been something, like we've mentioned many times, that they can do very effectively. 2 Deagles, a Tech 9, and just the Glock for JT. Couple of smokes, couple of flashes. Could be a quick play. It looks like they're posturing to go out towards the A site. They just have to hit their smokes and their flashes effectively. In fact, no one's really in the vicinity here. They've got a free site. This defense has been spread out away from A. There will be rotation back from exit, but I think the plant is secured. No, exit is able to get 2 with the Molotov, one of those. And then Insani and Henny drop in and get a couple of their own. So it looked clear for a moment, Mike, and then
it was a little bit of a baited trap, shall we say. Now, MIBR playing further off, but that meant that Complexity didn't get the engagements that they were expecting. You know, they tried that airstrafe jump around from tree again with the hero rifle, except this time, there's no one there immediately at home. And then as Grim starts to look for the next engagement, well, he gets torn apart. So, good adjustment from MIBR. It worked out in that round. Now we've got the full buy-up for both sides. But for MIBR, I mean, this is the round. If they can win here, we're going the distance, right? They're making a real meal of this game. FaNg naded down low, trying to gain this aggressive positioning in towards mid. They've ticked the Molotov as well, so that's going to be the player on notice in Donuts. That's insani. Has to be aware. Spam damage going both ways. A kill for JT.
Oh, no way.
Figured out the Tracers, another as well. Oh, a critical juncture. Henny finds a bit of a rally. Bit of an answer. But now you know where the op's playing from. They can leave. They don't have to commit into this, but they're like a dog with a bone in their mouth right now. They don't want to give up the site. And MIBR rotated in reinforcements. They've got this as the heavy site. A's been lost. Pressure on. Oh, here's the jump across and the offer down. Exit. He takes one, but he can't stop this bomb from going down. The bomb will be planted. Nothing they can do about it.
Jeez, that was a gorgeous self-flash for Grim. I mean, absolutely picture perfect. Now Exit and Henny are going to try and come back. Halzer gets one. He spots out the second. So now they're just going to wait for Insani to come into their crosshairs. Assume he even tries to, but I think he might be trapped or almost trapped at this point. Has to commit. Gets one onto Grim. Maybe the second. Shot miss for Halzer. Insani dancing with the devil. Wants to get this clutch. Finds FaNg. It's all up to Halzer. Insani pulls it off. What a shot with the Tech 9. And he's got the round for MIBR. Unbelievable.
That was unreal. Unreal. Coming through there. Unreal from Insani. That should have been Complexity's every day of the week. Somehow, some way, Insani peels it back, pieces it together. I mean, that timeout being used by MIBR might just be to settle their comms after that ridiculousness from Insani.
He's just... Oh... I mean, we've sung his praises all night long, but for good reason. Look what he just did. Like, my goodness. Position known and everything, and he's still winning the fights. Maybe Halzer could have peaked that a little bit more, right? Played it a little more aggressively, but still, I can't fault him. That was just a great play from Insani. Pure and simple.
Absolutely mind-blowing. Could be the decisive play to swing this game entirely. I mean, at this point, there's been some damage done both ways, but Grim's been put on notice. Trying to pick my jaw up off the floor, off of the...
No kidding, right?
One. Henny finds himself a pick. Halzer manages to get one before he goes down. Floppy follows it up. Now we've got an even situation. There's not any defender on the A side of the map. They have to retrieve the bomb, though, and that leaves a huge vulnerability here. Floppy trying to join up with his teammates. He's going to do so, but not before MIBR start to rotate in. Utility's going to be down. here's where the bomb is planted. They walk right out of the catacombs. It's allowed. It's afforded to them. And now a difficult situation. The donut player gets his kill. It's all on a floppy. Another clutch required of him. He's pulled off a number of incredible clutches, but this one's going to have to be the most spectacular yet. A 1v3. Time ticking away. They'll peek together. They'll peek as one. The charge utility on, and he's looking one way. He's shot from the other, and it's a shutdown round. MIBR are tying this up.
Wow. This is a 7-round run. They're trying to match the 9-round run that Complexity had in that first half, and I mean, they're already, of course, well on their way to doing so. And the good news for Complexity, at the very least, they get the bomb plan with the full loss bonus. That means a proper buy-up is coming through again for them, but they have let their sizable lead completely slip away. And now MIBR, I mean, there's more than just life breathed into them. They feel like they can take this one away. What a play from Insani to bring us to this point, though. I mean, it could have been curtains already for MIBR if he doesn't get that done.
It could have been, and it's certainly not done. Still a buy up into this one. Exit. Oh, avoids it. Doesn't get his bell rung, and they overcommit. They overcommit.
What a molly.
They're trying to chase this. They're starting to feel a little bit desperate. And this is looking bad. MIBR quick on these rotates in towards A, and this could be the moment where they peel into the lead, where they shut down Complexity without a bomb plant here as well. The money would be suspect. There's still a minute 15. Complexity are so committed into this A take, though. They're fixated here. And Insani over the boxes. He's given them the kill they were seeking. Now they can fade away. Now they can lose themselves a little bit in this, but a flank's developing. That's Tuurtle who's on it.
They're hemmed in.
They are. They are. MIBR knows they've got them here. They're playing contain. So it is going to be up to Complexity to take the initiative. The question is, do they want to press onwards to the site? And yes, they do. Straight into the op crosshair of Henny. A clutch now required. JT, the captain, the mastermind. The Dragnet is circling him. 35 seconds. Would he even have time if he rotated through spawn? I don't know. Gonna try and give him the slip, though. Knows he needs a kill, but backing out here. He's been spotted. Tuurtle knows. Tuurtle's got him, and Tuurtle's got the shot as well. 14 rounds. MIBR, it has been a long, tough battle, but they have pulled back into the lead.
And finally denying the bomb plant there for City, meaning now, even with that full loss bonus, they can't really buy up comfortably. So what do? Do you go for a light buy? Hope that it works out, or do you gamble it all and force up? And it looks like Complexity are feeling like gamblers here. They are going for the force buy. It's going to be Galils across the board, so no AKs to work with. But they feel like they can pull it off and tie this one up at 14. Should they lose it, though? I mean, yes, you still have the full loss bonus to fall back on, but a bomb plant would be the key. Oh, so much on the line here. What a series this has been, Mike. And like I alluded to at the beginning, I felt like Ancient was going to be close. And even though we had a one-sided first half, it has been the CT side that has delivered for both squads. JT getting that smoke primed and ready, tosses it on forward, and now he's got a flashbang for his teammates to get into Red Room. Throws it on forward, Molotov for Snake, and now he's trying to clear out Donut. Great movement and timing for Complexity, but it's not good enough. Insani gets another 2K. Exit drops Floppy. It is all MIBR here. JT and Haldrick, last one standing, and it's only JT once more, who might be able to get a 2K. He does, but no longer alive as Henny deals the killing blow. 15-13 for MIBR, Mike. Who would have thunk, given the lead Complexity had, but it's MIBR 1 round away from that ticket to IEM Brazil, their home turf.
The home tournament, the home ground, an event that must mean so very much to these players. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can punch their ticket. Everything is working in their favor. One last desperation buy coming through here from Complexity. Doing the finances, checking the books to see what they can manage to bring to bear into this round. It's not going to be good. There's going to be no op, of course. There's going to be Galils galore. The economy, the utility will be limited. It's desperate for them. A map that was looking to be in their favor for so much of it. A map that was theirs to take. A qualifier that was theirs to win. Is anything but now. And these last few rounds, they've looked desperate. They've been trying to claw back those advantages. They've been desperate to find the knockout blow, and they haven't been able to put MIBR away. This has been a resilient game from the Brazilians, trying to find their homecoming moment. They're looking to do it once more. Insani out into the open. He takes the initiative. He takes the bold move, and he drops Grim. The top frag from the other side laid low, and Grim, not the only victim. FaNg's been dinked up. He's low. And this round could be spiraling out of control for Complexity. They want to find this aggression in towards the cave. Maybe catch BRN. But BRN, he's just here. He's just here to throw a smoke and duck on out. He's even got the kill. Even better. It's coming apart at the seams here for Complexity. A minute on the clock. A minute still to work with. And a boost up to try and find some sort of space here on towards B. Flashbang coming back the other way. And a strong defense with 3 players here, John. This is going to be a very tough nut to crack.
Yeah, and only 210 HP combined here for the last 3 remaining Complexity members. Not even a lick of damage dealt to MIBR either. 35 seconds left. Clock's against them. Floppy does manage to get a frag onto BRN. Calls her. No, goes down. It's all up to FaNg and Floppy, and at least they've taken this B site.
They have, but the bomb can't be planted on the cross. He gets dropped. The tracking from Insani is just too good. The plant is trying to come through, but Floppy's even being harassed on this. He knows they might just press in. The damage done, that pushes Insani back, but this would take a clutch of the century. 10 seconds, all that he's got. And as he comes off the bomb, he's dropped on low. The defuse, plenty of time for it. It's the round. It's the game for MIBR. They've done it. They're going home. They're going to IEM Brazil as the representatives from the North American closed qualifier.
Insani MVP. I mean, no questions asked. He was their best player here tonight. He is the reason why MIBR are going back home and attending IEM Brazil, because that clutch was ridiculous. The 1v3, I mean, he was great all night long, but that 1v3 is the turning point in this map.